These are 10 tips for very, very early sobriety. Like I'm talking about the first few days and the first few weeks. These 10 things will help you. It will help make it easier. Now, if you are trying to get sober, make sure you hit subscribe, follow me so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you need some resources, check below. My number one, and this is like my number one tip for any part of sobriety, regardless of where you are, is don't do this alone. Like trying to do this on your own, it's like running uphill with a broken leg and a backpack, right? You're just going to make it so much harder than it needs to be. And I want to tell you a couple of things. There's a massive global sober community, right? Whatever country you're in, or if you have access to the internet, there is just millions of people who have got sober. Find those people, find your people. You know, I think when we try and do it alone, a lot of that is about pride. We feel like we should be able to just figure this out and do it on our own. A lot of it is about shame. A lot of it is based in fear of what other people think. There's just lots of people who've walked this path. So don't do it alone. Find your people because they can give you suggestions, advice, support, resources. They can tell you what you're experiencing, feeling is completely normal. This will happen to you. You're going to have bad days, and you're going to reach out to somebody sober or your sober community, and they're just going to say something that's going to make all the difference. You're going to feel completely different. I've seen that happen over and over and over. Just like a quick conversation or a text message or going into a group where it's just completely changed how they feel about something and the trajectory they were going down. So number one, do not do this alone. Number two, keep your blood sugar stable. So when our blood sugar crashes, it can mimic the feeling of anxiety or panic or cravings. So just make sure that you are eating regularly and you've got to focus on protein, fiber, and healthy fats because those things will keep your blood sugar steady. I once had a client who was in early sobriety. She was a nurse and nurses work very hard and she wasn't very good at taking care of herself. I've begun to notice that's a trend with nurses. So she would work her shift 8 hours and barely have time to go to the toilet. And she would leave and she would be starving and she would just go and get a bottle of wine on the way home. So first of all, we made her take breaks. And then she would always have a cereal bar so that when she was leaving work, she could eat it straight away to just stabilize her blood sugar. It's a simple thing, like don't miss breakfast, don't miss meals. All of that, it's a simple thing. So make sure you are addressing that you are eating regularly. Number three, create a craving survival plan. You will experience cravings in early sobriety. That's just a given. The cravings will go, I promise you. Write down what you know your triggers are. Is it boredom, stress, loneliness, social events? For a lot of people, it's the time of day, like they're fine, but 5 o'clock rolls around, that's a big trigger. Certain smells, certain people can make us have cravings. So first of all, do an evaluation of what you know triggers you to have a craving for alcohol, right? And then look at where you can minimize some of that and look at where you can do things differently. Like if 5 p.m. is a big trigger for you and cooking dinner, for example, for a few days, can you do something different? Can you order pizza or can you go for a walk at that time or whatever? So when you're feeling calm and you don't have cravings, that is a good time to think of a simple plan. And I'm going to tell you part of that plan should be having another sober person you can reach out to, which is why you can't do this alone. Number 4, go to bed early. Your body and your brain is healing. Sleep is when emotional processing and detox can happen. Your body, like the cells in your body, your liver, your brain, all need to rejuvenate. So get plenty of rest. Practice really good sleep hygiene. Do not have your phone by the side of your bed. Go to bed early, read. Your sleep may be erratic in those first few weeks. It will settle down. And it's very likely you may feel more tired than usual. And again, it's because your body is having to work really hard to recover. So go to bed early, take magnesium, practice good sleep hygiene. Number 5, expect to be on an emotional roller coaster. Okay. Again, completely normal, unique to early sobriety. Early sobriety is not how it is long term. Don't think that the first few weeks or even the first few months is how sobriety is always going to be. It's not, I promise you. But you may experience mood swings, anxiety, anger, sadness. It's all totally normal. It's your nervous system is recalibrating, right? Alcohol, it does strange things to our emotions, right? The emotions that we feel when we're drunk and when we're hungover, those are very disjointed, disconnected emotional experiences, right? We have to reconnect with ourselves as emotional beings. So first of all, I think it just can help to expect this to happen, right? You may feel like you can start the day, like it's a roller coaster, right? It can be up and down in the space of a few hours, let alone a day. So just first of all, acknowledge what's happening. This is to do with me getting reconnected with my emotions. This is about early sobriety. This too shall pass. I just find that statement so helpful. This too shall pass. It won't always be like this. And again, how can you support yourself? Reach out to a friend, go for a walk, etc., etc. So similar to having an action plan for your cravings is know your danger zone. There's an expression that they say in 12-step rooms. If you hang around the barbershop long enough, you're going to get a haircut, right? Don't be going to the bar at 5 days sober and drink water, right? It's just too much of a danger zone. There are things that you will have to avoid at the beginning. There might be events that you may not have to go to, or you go to for a little bit, or but hanging around where there's a lot of alcohol, no. So know what your danger zones are. And if it's early evening, which it is for a lot of people, if those are high risk times, it's what we call habitual drinking window. Plan ahead to fill that time. Don't leave too much time unstructured. You need to make sure you've got enough time to rest and relax, because that's important. But don't have too much unstructured time. Try and cut out unnecessary stress. That's number 7. So saying no to people who drain your energy. Don't overcommit yourself to things. Well, this is a good chance to start practicing boundaries. So if anyone asks you to say anything, this is what you can say. Can I get back to you on that? Can I get back to you on that? And then you can go and think about it, and you can decide if that is something you want to do or not. So be careful of overcommitting, exhausting yourself. Try and look in your day and your week where you can create peace and space. So your body and brain, because your body and brain are in full repair mode. So you need to protect your energy and see where you can reduce stress. I'm going to tell you, boundaries is a big part of that. I teach that in all of my programs. If you check below, you'll see some resources where you can specifically learn how to have better boundaries. Celebrate micro wins, right? Don't wait to get till 30 days of sobriety to feel proud. Celebrate if you've just got through a craving, or if you've just got through a few hours, or you had a good night's rest. Keep a journal, that kind of stuff. Sobriety trackers, there's a ton of those. Celebrate the really, really small wins, because it builds momentum and it helps rewire your self-image. 30 days is too long to wait. Celebrate 1 day, celebrate 5 days, 7 days, celebrate that you had a good night's sleep, celebrate that, you exercised today. Just kind of focus on that rather than, it feels like you're right at the beginning and there's this big mountain to climb. We're just going to break it down, celebrate small things. Number 9, don't feel deprived. This is not the time to start a crazy diet or fasting or a extreme exercise plan, right? Don't feel deprived, because at the beginning you will feel deprived because you're not drinking. You don't want to add to that. I had a client once who's like, right, I'm going to stop drinking and I'm also going to do Whole30 as well. And I'm like, no. You'll just feel deprived, right? Try and eat balance, try and eat well, do the best you can, but don't make yourself feel deprived in this, like I want to say in the first month, because it's just too much and it will tip you over the edge. Lastly, number 10, you don't have to do this forever. It's just for today. So don't think about the mountain. Don't think about like you're never going to have another drink. It's going to be like this forever. Just focus on getting through this one day, because it's overwhelming to think of forever. I want to stress again, lots of people sabotage themselves in early sobriety because they get to 30 days or 60 days or 90 days or even 6 months, and they'll have days that they struggle. And they think that that's how it's going to be forever. And it's not. That's not how sobriety is going to be forever. This experience in early sobriety is unique. You won't repeat it again. So just keep it in the day. All you have to do is get through today, worry about tomorrow, because this isn't forever. I promise you, if you keep going, and if people can put comments below, of their experience, that'd be really helpful. I promise you it gets easier and it gets better. And I just live my life. And anybody with long-term sobriety, and I'm sure people will comment below, we just live our lives. We just go about our day, living our lives, doing our thing, right? We don't think about drinking. We don't think about sobriety. We just live our lives. I promise you, you can get to that point too.